Here's something that I just kind of felt like talking about, and I've touched on this before in many different videos, and I think we all have this state and this reoccurring moments where we are just the most annoying people. And obviously this isn't like a subtweet, this is me. If you've been here for a long time, you know that I am just so bad at this. And I just kind of wanted to talk about it, to expose myself. And maybe you'll see yourself in this as well. As somebody who browses the internet a lot, I do feel like something has changed in me this year because of finding groups that are more supportive, that are more optimistic, that are more motivated, more driven. And it's kind of made me dislike my old self. I can't even really say it's my old self because I'm sure that it's still in there. We can be really annoying sometimes. For example, and it's not even art related, but on the internet when someone poses a problem and people gather around to offer solutions to that problem, there is always one person who just wants to go in there and tell everyone, oh, you can't do this because this might happen. And I find it personally really, really frustrating because it makes the original person looking for help nervous about doing anything because they are suddenly worried, oh, well, that person, maybe they're right, maybe that bad thing will happen, maybe that bad thing won't happen, you know? And most of the time it's not even that bad. That's very vague. But there are other times where I talk about something good that literally happened to me and someone asks me how I did that thing, and I will just say, okay, this is how it worked for me, and this is how I found this opportunity. Specifically, I said I joined a local arts council, and that made me part of their mailing list, so that if there were cool artist opportunities, I get to receive those opportunities in my social media feeds, in my inbox and stuff like that. And that's how you get those opportunities, is that you have to apply to them, and you can't apply to them if you don't know that they're there. And someone responded with, oh, well, my city doesn't do that, so whatever. And I know that tone can be misinterpreted online because it doesn't exist, but you know, it kind of sounded kind of snarky. And we all do that from time to time, where we see someone have an easy answer and then we just reject it because it doesn't apply to us, or we don't want to do it. And when other people read that, it just discourages them from trying because it's like, you're right, it is impossible, so I'm just not going to try. And my response to that very specific answer for not having an arts program in your city, you know, some people, myself included, would think that that was kind of a dead end and that I wouldn't be able to get past this and just kind of give up. Like, I get that. That's what I would do. But, you know, people who are more successful than us, people who are ahead of me, people who are like innovative and confident and outgoing, they would see that their city doesn't have an arts program and they would begin an arts program. They would just be the first person to do the thing. And because of that, they would be the only person doing the thing, which means that they will become known for doing the thing and gain lots of press and acknowledgement and having all of that success for themselves because they're the only ones on the playground. You know what I mean? But most people don't really think that way naturally. We start shooting down ideas and discouraging others from doing it themselves because they're just like, you're right, I don't know what to do. And so what I have learned this year is the value of making sure that you are surrounded by a certain kind of person. Back when it was just like, you know, me and maybe a few friends who also weren't doing much in an art career way, it's really easy to get into commiseration mode where we're just like, oh, I do all this work and nothing good happens, and other person's like, oh yeah, me too, it really sucks, and I wish it could be like this, I wish I could be like this YouTuber, I wish I could do this and this and this, blah 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 blah. And it happens a lot when you get to the point where you're really frustrated, and I'm really guilty of that too, where you just like don't really realize that you are barging into a space and bringing everyone down. We never change anything that we're doing. Maybe we never apply for anything or look to apply for anything. We don't innovate. And the reason why we are so annoying when we do that is because the people that we're complaining to really don't care. being an artist is really hard, especially if you're trying to make something of it and it's not just a hobby for you. Most people give up. The thought that's going through everyone's minds when we see these comments is, okay, then don't do it. Even though I get it, even though I've been there and am frequently there in my soul, but that is absolutely what we're thinking, is just don't do it. You don't have to do it. You don't have to be an artist. You don't have to make a career out of it. You don't have to make money. You don't have to do anything. You can just do what I did and work in the food industry, do art as a hobby. Like, it doesn't matter to anyone else if I become an artist or not. No one cares. And so this year was so game-changing in that I found a more motivating groups that are not complaining. They don't come with problems. They actually come with solutions and support and motivation and a little bit of guidance, and that's something that I've learned now as a 35-year-old lady. Like, our social skills and our likability is very firmly based on how we make other people feel. And I love artists on Twitter. I love the artists in my Discord group because they are all ideas people. They are all optimistic. They are accomplishing things because they don't give up. They just keep trying new things. And yeah, I do worry sometimes that this is just positivity bias, where you only see the people who made it and become like overly optimistic to your own detriment. But you know, you can do this kind of stuff safely without risking your whole life over it. So, and the only people who become artists are the people who keep doing it and they don't give up and they don't surround themselves by naysayers. So before you leave that comment shooting down ideas or commiserating with another artist, think about first, like, how does this serve you and how does this make other people feel? And maybe just type delete, you know? Because I'm sure that there are so many things on the internet that I have posted about that make me seem just extra freaking sad and hopeless that I would be really embarrassed to come across again. Don't be me. Be a ray of light in someone else's life because somebody is watching and somebody is heckin' inspired by you. And you don't want to discourage them unwittingly, as I'm sure I have done many times. And so, of course, using that guideline that I just suggested, let me know below what you think of this and whether you've experienced a switch like this according to the kind of people that you're surrounding yourself by and how that makes you feel and how it's affected your life, because I would love to talk about it. I also sell original art, sketchbooks, art prints, handmade calendars, pet commissions, and even necklace pendants on my Etsy shop. And I have a Patreon group for working in our sketchbooks where you can vote for the theme of the month, and some tiers even get original sketches mailed to you. All of my links are in the description, and thanks for watching.